A New Orleans man says he was the victim of a violent police taser attack for no reason.
Emond Badie also says it happened while his two little girls watched. The complaint stems from an arrest in the 5500 block of Tullis Drive in Algiers.
We learned about the investigation after a tip to the Fox 8 Defenders and the National Council of Jewish Women. Rob Masson has the story.
It's been 7 days since Emond Badie says an Algiers police officer tased him repeatedly.
And the way he handled it was totally inappropriate, and it was totally wrong, and it was to the point of mutilation.
And the pain hasn't gone away.
This was the initial one from the beginning. My back has it, and my shoulders have burns.
Badie says on January 4th, around lunchtime, he was driving to his apartment in the Riverview Villas complex in Algiers when he noticed a police car on his tail.
I look in the rear view, I see lights on.
Badie tried to signal the officer he was turning.
My window doesn't work on the driver's side, so I open the door, give him a hand signal. I'm doing about 1, maybe 2 miles per hour at max. I do a simple hand gesture. As soon as I parked, he was at the door. He was at the door banging on the window.
Badie says his car window doesn't work, so
I opened the door. He jacked me out of the car, slammed me on top of the car, slammed me against the car. Put your hands on top of the car. I put my hands on top of the car.
There are two sides to every story, but in this case, Badie says the officer placed him under arrest without saying a word.
He put me in handcuffs. I turned my neck like this and asked him, "What's going on? Why am I being under? Why are you arresting me? My daughter's in the car." He pulls out a tase. I see him. I said, "Whoa, you gonna tase me?"
Badie's 9-year-old daughter, Imani, a standout student, and his 5-month-old were in the back seat.
I just wish this never happened.
Badie says he was tased about 10 times on his thigh, his knees, his hands, and his back.
It was a multiple amount of just a constant keep doing that.
Then Badie says the officer, a man he identified as George Olivier, got one of the taser wires and wrapped it around his handcuffed wrists.
One of the tasers that he shot, he seen it on the ground. It was a wire with a little clamp on it. He picked that wire up and wrapped it around my wrist. And as you can see right here, I still got the wire marks. And he wrapped that wire around my wrist, and it just cooked.
At one point, Badie passed out.
I felt like it was never going to end. I blacked out for a second till she screamed those words. When she screamed the words, I jumped. My head lifted up. It was the scariest thing that you screamed to mommy. I want you to just say it.
Daddy did.
Case closed.
Emond Badie is grateful for a couple of things out of this incident. One, that he wasn't hurt any worse, and two, that his kids are okay. He's also happy that a neighbor saw just about the entire thing.
I heard him screaming, "Don't do this in front of my child, don't do this in front of my babies."
Neighbor Anna Glover witnessed much of the confrontation from her second-story window.
He said to stay still. So I looked outside, and he was still standing still, but the cop was just like, "Stay still, stay still." He was like, "I'm not doing nothing." He just kept asking him, "What are you arresting me for?" And the cop wouldn't say nothing.
Anna Glover came down and gathered up Badie's daughters.
She was so hysterical, she couldn't even tell me her name.
Glover says the entire incident took about 20 minutes.
He wasn't moving or nothing. He was just like, "What are you arresting me for?" And the cop just shot the taser.
I'm burning, I'm burning, I'm burning. I'm just burning. And I'm sitting here screaming for help.
Badie says relief finally came when other officers arrived.
They asked me, do I want to see a paramedic? Do I need that? Of course I do.
EMS units then removed Badie for a trip to the hospital.
This is one key moment I'll never forget. I remember feeling saved once the EMS really got there and was willing to take me. They picking me up. So the 2 EMS picked me up, and one of the officers, or maybe 2 officers, helped. Put me on a stretcher. My Bible falls out of my pocket.
Badie says at that point, Officer Olivier walked away.
I know what it was about. It was a straight stereotypical situation.
The police chief says the Public Integrity Bureau is now investigating a situation that should be recorded.
Those taser devices have a video camera, and the video camera also captures audio. So we have really some good independent information we can look at that gives us a picture and a voice of what the officer did and what the person he encountered did.
For now, no action's been taken against the arresting officer.
Not yet. I've not been given any evidence yet.
For Emond Badie, the pain won't go away.
Till this day, I don't have feeling in these fingers. Like every angle that you see, I have a scar. I don't have feeling there. So it's just crazy because it's just still numb to this day.
With the independent police monitor watching NOPD activities, the police chief promises a full investigation. Rob Masson, Fox 8 News.
And Badie admits he's been arrested a couple of times before on outstanding traffic warrants. He has now been charged with resisting arrest and driving with an expired license.
And while Chief Surpass promises a full investigation, he says he has begun a program which he hopes will lower the number of police brutality complaints. He says once a year he dedicates a day and a half for officers to learn new arrest techniques to make them better able to handle arrest situations. He says the course teaches officers how to avoid having to resort to getting physical.